Okay. Hi, I'm Juliet Morris, and I'm downtown Detroit at the beautiful Detroit St. Regis Hotel with Miss Cassandra Jones McBride for the International Fuller Women's Expo. She's going to tell us about the expo and what we can expect this weekend for the women in Detroit, and we'd like you all to come out and see this expo. So, Cassandra, tell us, how did it all start in the beginning?
Well, it started off in 2008. I went over to the first Fuller Women Expo in Toronto, Canada. I went there as a model who was just aspiring to be part of the movement. And in talking to the originator of the concept of what the expo is in Canada, I learned that with her and I, Georgia Greenwood is her name, and her and I had the same vision what we wanted to see in the plus community in our respective countries. And I felt that it would be great to bring the concept of what the expo was in Canada and tailor it to a U.S. audience. So in 2009, I brought it here for our first expo. Actually, it was here at the Hotel St. Regis.
Oh my goodness.
And then we're bringing it back here in 2012. So we're really excited to be here to keep it within the city of Detroit and to bring different elements of the plus community here to the Detroit audience, as well as having people who are flying in from across the country as well as Canada to come and be participating in our event. So we're very excited about this year's event.
Okay, so this idea was conceived in Canada, and when you first bought it here, how did you actually go about starting the movement?
Well, I've been networking within the plus community for some time prior to me bringing the event here. So I knew what was available to people outside of the city of Detroit, and I knew that I wanted to bring a lot of information, a lot of resources, and a lot of entertainment that was positive and would be able to elevate the conversation in the city to the people that attend. And so I knew that there was a need for it, and I felt that it would be, our audience will find itself once we get the message out, once we start to let people know what we're trying to do. There's a lot of curvy divas in Detroit.
Yes.
So we knew that we had an audience, and we just wanted to make sure we reached them, and we started to do a lot of promotional campaigns. We're a grassroots effort. We are only successful based on the help that we receive from the community, and we're very careful as to how we did our promotional packaging and make sure people are aware this was an event like they've never seen in this area. So we then were able to get a solid team of people that are world-renowned, to go into our promotional campaign, which was Plus Model Magazine, which is the leading magazine for plus models online, and the editor is Madeline Firoy.
Yes.
She's also is part of Lucas Pictures with her husband Luke, and so they shot our second campaign. Our first campaign was by Aviva Photography. The second campaign was through Plus Model Magazine with their sponsorship and Lucas Pictures. And then we had the beautiful Mia Amber Davis, she passed away recently, but she was our cover model for the past 2 years. And so having that such strong support, such powerhouse in the community, also let people know that we were valid in what we were trying to present. And we had alliances with a lot of major players in the community, so we wanted to make sure that people in Detroit were exposed to that type of positivity. And no one really, on a larger level in this city, knew of a plus movement. So we wanted to make sure that we brought to them people who were really working hard for them in the community. And then DailyUniCivil.com, which is a leading lifestyle magazine, which I am a features editor of, so I'm not biased at all, but headed by Stephanie Penn. She also was a major sponsor for what we do, and full-figured fashion week in New York happens every year, headed by the most signature events. So there's a lot of things that are happening, and all those elements and all those people that are so prominent come here every year to share their experience that they've taken across the country to the people that attend it. So we're just very excited about having those resources for the people in attendance.
In researching your website, I was just amazed at all the things you have on your website. And we need to get this word out so people can see. Growing up, we knew about Lane Bryant and stores like that, but there's nothing to compare with what I've seen on the website that's going to be happening this weekend at the St. Regis Hotel. And people have to know about this. We need to get the word out because we bring our resources out to the community, but there's so many new artists out there and so many new designers. I've seen even on the website the new designs, and I'm excited about seeing the fashion show.
Well, the Curves in Motion fashion show is a very much talked about element that we have in our event. This year is 3 days at the Hotel St. Regis. Typically it's just 1 day for the event.
Okay.
So we're bringing in different elements, and we're celebrating our 4th year in doing it in the U.S. So on September 22nd, 21st rather, will be the networking event, which is Plus Biz Connecting You. And one of the things that we do try to have business owners that are sustainable in the community speak well to the Plus consumer. We've seen businesses fold, not just in fashion, but in different elements of the Plus community that speak to our needs, but don't speak responsibly or don't know how to speak to the Plus consumer. You always have to know your audience. So what we want to do is to educate the vendors that are going to be in the attendance in the event space the next day, as well as local business owners that how to speak responsibly to the Plus consumer, how to be a socio-entrepreneur, which is really important that we feel, because if you have a purpose and a mission for what you're doing, and you're authentic in that mission, I think that your consumer would be loyal to you, and we want to be able to talk about that, and just how to be able to sell and market your product in a body positive environment. There's a lot of people that are on a path to different things, in their life, as far as maybe losing weight or body image issues, and there's people that do attend our event that have products that for nutritional value. Because one thing that we do want to advise is that being plus size doesn't mean you're unhealthy.
That's right.
Doesn't mean that you are lazy or don't have any other resources that you take advantage of because you're plus size. So we want to be able to speak to the people that come to our event about how to talk to the Plus consumer in a very body positive and safe environment for people of all sizes to attend. So we'll be doing that on the 21st. The 22nd is a full day of the Expo, which is Kim Coates is our keynote speaker. Again, this year she's been really our ambassador for the event. And so we're very fortunate to have her back in today, this weekend. Also, we have Erica Watson. She's an actress, a comedian. She had a one-woman show that traveled the country. She's currently seen all the time on the TV Guide channel. She'll be in attendance hosting our fashion showcase during the day. There's also a panel discussion that we have, which I will be leading this year. And basically on the panel, we bring different elements of the Plus community. We can kind of just talk candidly about amongst each other and try to create dialogue that perhaps will affect change in their own part of the world, wherever it attends. So we have Georgia, who will be here for the first time on our panel to explain why she thought it was a good idea to bring the concept of what we're doing to Toronto. Daily Venezuela magazine editor, of course, Stephanie Penn. We have Lorna Litz Baez. She's going to be on a very new reality show called Curvy Girls. She's a model, and she'll be in attendance also at the panel. Also, Gina Wilson Stewart. She is the publisher of the Telegram newspaper, and she will be there also. And we also have a fantastic designer that will be there for Marina Zillner. She creates Queen Grace collection, which will be part of our fashion showcase, but she'll be there also talking about the challenges she faces as a Plus designer who's actually doing well, but there's reasons why. She'll be able to explain that also. And then we have Allison McGivna. She's our cover model this year, who took over after Mia's passing. She'll be here doing a Plus Model 101 workshop. We come to see a variety of different things that will just really, they're educational, they're informative, and that's what we want to really do, is connect them with real resources. Then, after that, we have the fashion showcase, well, Kim Coles.
Yes.
Then our fashion showcase, which features designers from around the world, which is one from Thailand and California and Florida, and of course Detroit artists too. And then at the end of the day, which is going to end around 5 o'clock, then there's a break in the schedule, but that night is going to be the Curves and Comedy Showcase, which is the first time we're doing that in the city. And basically, it's a night of just comedy, of really talented icons of stage and screen of curvy girls in the community. So Kim Coles, of course, will be our lead person there. Then there's Erica Watson will be leading the showcase. And there's Shani D, you know her,
yes,
around the city, and Crystal P. So they'll both be there. They're all three of them will be there with Kim as the headliner for that day. Also be in the same space here at the St. Regis, starting at 8:30. And then on Sunday, it's the Thrive Awards, which is September 23rd. DailyFitnessDiva.com always recognizes women in the community who are doing positive things. And because Stephanie is a local Detroit resident, she wanted to highlight Detroit women in the community who are doing amazing things that we may not know about. This year, I'm so honored to be part of among the women who are being honored this year.
Yes.
So I'm very excited about the honors. It means a lot to me, because not that just because I write for them as a features editor, because what they've meant to the community over the years is really something that should be celebrated also. So because this is the first year doing that here in this event, we want to try to make it a yearly thing for them to have it a part of our event going forward.
Now, this is such an informative expo. I was just wondering, have you had any coverage on the local stations?
Yeah, every year, either I was on Fox 2 the first year,
right,
and then Kim Coles has been there in subsequent years. We always have Channel 4 has been into our event, and we always have mentions on local television stations, radio also. I'll be on Girl By on FM 98 and next weekend, or this coming weekend. So it's been really a blessing to have so many people and so many publications and so many resources out there. As far as online presence, it's really been big for us, and it grows every year. So a lot of us have been about it across the country. So we're very excited about our partnerships we've had with different sponsors.
I just want to say that we are so honored for you to take this time and to talk with us and to discuss your vision for this expo. And in this age of bullying, and we hear of self-image problems and things, what you're doing is just commendable.
Thank you very much.
And I just want you to know that we appreciate you. And I know your time is very limited, and I appreciate you taking this time for us.
I just want to mention very quickly, just recently we've gotten a new community partner, which is Sam's Club will be here.
Oh.
So we're very excited about the partnership as of yesterday. So we're very happy about them being here and part of our movement, and hopefully in the years to come. So it's growing every year, and we're just happy to be able to keep it in the city and want to encourage everyone to come out. Tickets are available on our website, which is the Fuller Woman Expo at .com.
Yeah.
And then our email is the same at Gmail. And then there's also the website and the email, and our Facebook fan page, which is Fuller Woman Network, which is growing every day. And yeah, so any way you can get in touch with me, our number is 213-437-1497. Always accessible. I'm always available to speak to anyone about any part of the movement. We do a lot of connections on Twitter also, which is the Fuller Woman Expo on Twitter. So we're trying to be socially responsible, and
right.
we do present the things and information we have throughout the year, and we try to highlight what we do throughout the year and people that we support in our weekend event that we have.
You are doing such a great job with this movement.
Thank you.
And I can see it down the road just really taking off, not just in Detroit, but because it's needed everywhere.
It is.
And it's not just for full of women, anyone can come.
Anyone can come.
Because there's so much education in there. And I know in going on the website, you have classes that you can attend, and it affects all of us.
Right.
As a human race, we have to know how to get along with other people. And I'm learning now, you know, people of different ethnic groups, colors, handicaps, whatever, that's what brings us all together. When we have a common ground, that we're all here in this big planet we call Earth.
Right.
And I thank you so much for what you are doing, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so
and I'm ready to start for next year's. I'd like to be a part of the movement too, sponsor something.
We welcome you. We welcome you.
But I mean, it's time to roll up your sleeves and start getting ready for next year.
That's right. We're always looking for people to join us. We love volunteering. Like I said, we're only successful. The level of success is only because of the support we've had from the community and helping us and spreading our message. And our staff is amazing. We have Stephanie Pam, which is a co-producer also of the event. There's Victoria Martin II. We have Alonda Zander. Victoria is the owner of Callus Event. She's the event planner. Okay. There's also Alonda Zander, who has her own makeup line. And so we have Jackie, who also handles our promotions in the city. So we have a variety of different people who are committed to helping us every year. And our solid foundation that we have is really tremendous, and that's only the reason why we were able to do such professional showcase, because of the support of those people. Everybody should also. Who handles our concierge.
It's almost too many people to thank. Oh my goodness, and the Hotel St. Regis. I just want to say keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we'll wrap up this segment and go on to our next one. Thank you very much from the Hotel St. Regis.